Alex, the naming of the starter, you just found out you're going to start against Drury, but you and Jordan Lewis kind of split, and it seems like a very, very comfortable, very friendly competition. Is that the way to put it?
Yes, it is. I very much think that we are sisters, and we're pushing each other throughout practice, and I've been really excited with Brad Anderson moving on with his family.
Right.
Her and I have built a strong connection together. And so whoever's on the field, whoever's not on the field, like, we're in that together.
Right.
And we have good return for our labor.
Right.
And it's a joint thing. We rejoice in one another, so it's been really cool.
Well, Coach Anderson, for those who don't know, has moved on after working with the goaltenders for several years. So are you guys kind of do you coach each other a little bit at this point?
We do. It's one of those things where we warm each other up, and then we borrow some drills that Brad incorporated for us throughout the years, and run each other through those. And then sometimes Garrett will come over, our assistant coach will come over and take us through a drill so we can get more reps in.
Sure.
But it's really awesome if one person is in the goal facing some shots, the other person will be helping them in terms of positioning, or should I have stepped then, or should I have stayed back? And so it's been really neat, just a great time of just spurring each other on almost. It's been really cool.
How'd you guys get to be such good friends?
I don't know. It's one of those things where we love each other a lot, and at the end of the day, we're on the same team, and so we delight in each other playing well. And so as much as there is that competition, that kind of fades in comparison to just prepping each other so that whoever sees the field, we're both ready. And so I don't know, it's just been really fun.
Yeah.
I think it's just been a really great time with her and making those practices fun and meaningful with one another.
Alex has one of the more unique, I think, majors at William Jewell. I want you to first of all, tell us what your major is, and then tell me what you do with that major.
Okay, I am majoring in religion and a double major in psychology, and my heart behind that is something to do with ministry of some sort. I am just really passionate about Jesus and how he's changed my life, and carrying that over and meeting other people and hearing their stories of all walks of faith and sharing mine. And so moving out of college, I'm considering seminary. I'm also considering possibly going to grad school for a master's in counseling, just because I love to encourage, and so it's a beautiful outlet for that, I think.
Where did that come from?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I just have a passion for people, and I love seeing people, especially in a team dynamic, thrive. And when they're not having a good time, that just really hurts me and my heart, because I can just tell when somebody's not plugged in and they're having a rough time, and I want them to delight and enjoy what they're doing. And so I think that's kind of where it came from.
Speaking of thriving, you're having a good year this year, but you've had some tough times here, especially the injuries seem to really bitten you. Let's talk about that a little bit. What have some of those injuries been, and how has that limited you?
Yes, I think, okay, so I've torn my right ACL, I've torn my left ACL, I've broken my right wrist, I've had a concussion. I honestly think the Lord used these as lessons to really teach me about humility and teach me about having a different perspective and plugging in a different way to the team, because I'm really passionate about whether you're on the field or you're on the bench, you have a role, and that role is significant. And so I think it was really beautiful for the Lord to sideline me for a while, just to be put in a place where if there are girls on the sideline as well, to be able to pour in and feed off of that energy there and know that, like, we have meaningful purpose there. But I think it's really shaped a lot of my character, perseverance-wise, and just trusting and pushing my body back to a place where I can compete again. And so the sport has definitely taken a wear and tear on the body, but I've loved it. I think it's been a really, really beautiful experience.
Talking about perspective, and let's talk about perspective on the field. As a goaltender, you give up a goal, which happens. How do you handle that?
I think when I was younger, it used to really bug me mentally. I'd get disengaged, and I'd be so fixated on that goal that I would no longer be in the present of play. And so now, moving out of, okay, goal scored, I'm going to deal with that after the game, what I could have done differently. I have to focus on the next play And so I take an inventory sheet at the end of the game of like, okay, out of how many goals that were scored, what could I have done differently about any of them? And if I could have done something differently, great, take notes. The other ones, maybe it was just an error defensively, it was a great shot, whatever. But you have to move on because you have to be present for the team and get them back in it.
Sure. How about this one? How about just not giving up any goals, and then you don't have to worry about it?
Yes, I'm excited.
That's kind of the dream for every goalkeeper, the shutout. But
it is.
I think you would agree that it's not always just the goaltender. You've got to work with the defense people in front of you. What's that like? What's the communication like?
A lot of talk with the back line. Just you kind of have eyes back in the goal and seeing movement across the field, and so it's really nice, especially with the center backs, to talk about pressure cover or making sure our formation back there is pretty steady, that somebody doesn't get too high or out of place. But it's a lot of chatter, and that's what helps avoiding seeing a lot of shots.
Right. You wear number 12.
I do.
Well, most goalies 0, 1, something like that. Why 12?
Honestly, I have seen it as another place of I'm third, and that's it. That's something where I take God's first, others are second, and I'm third. And so adding these two numbers together equals 3. And I think that just places, again, perspective. Or being the 12th man, like, on the field. Like, just learning to take a background step and let the Lord lead in whatever way that I can steward the gifts that I've been given by the Lord. I'm going to do those with a heart of humility and a heart of service for the girls. And so that's I take pride in wearing number 12. I really enjoy it.
Where'd you learn that?
I honestly learned that through Kanakuk, is where I spent some time over the summer as a camp counselor, and just learning a heartbeat behind what it looks like to have a sport as a platform for the Lord. And so that's been really fruitful.
Alex, what about your family? First of all, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Brookside, Missouri, and then before my 8th grade year, we moved over to Prairie Village, Kansas, so I could go to Shawnee Mission East. And I have a mom and a dad, Lori and Marty, and they are the greatest support system. I was talking to my dad this past week, and we had a game in the middle of Friday this past week, and I was hoping that they'd make it or whatever, and my dad was like, I've scheduled out my entire year of clients, for these game dates. So that is just a beautiful, I can't even say how thankful I am for my parents. And my mom is a workhorse in terms of what she's doing nursing wise, and she's still taking time out of her schedule to come here intentionally and see me out my senior year. And so I love them both dearly, and they always show up early to the games, and I always make sure to pinpoint them in the crowd and wave. And it's just a really great, I'm really blessed with the best parents.
Finally, what is the thing about you that you would like people to know that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
That's a good question. I think I really enjoy seeing this sport as more of a time to connect with girls than it is at the end of the day about the sport in itself. Because stats are stats, but these faces and these hearts of these girls are my heartbeat. I'm so passionate about all the girls feeling plugged in and feeling welcomed and feeling that they're part of something bigger. Eternity is worth more than playing every game, and I don't know, I just am really passionate. These are some of the girls that I will know for the rest of my life, and it's family, and so I'm really passionate about that.
Your senior banket's going to be hard, isn't it?
I've had little moments where I've thought about what that speech will look like, and it's just, it's going to be very interesting. I'll probably cry through most of it. I'll probably need a translator or something to come up and read it for me while I weep. It'll be great.